Hey friends, today I've got a brand new story to share with you. Hope you enjoy watching. The highway stretched out forever in both directions, a long black road running through empty fields. Michelle stared out the window of her parents' old car, watching the land fly by. Inside the car, everything felt tense. Her mom's lips were tight with anger, and her dad was gripping the wheel so hard his knuckles were white. In the back seat, her younger brother, Ethan, sat with a smug look, scrolling through his phone, the screen glowing in his face. "You're being selfish, Michelle," her mom finally said, breaking the silence. "Your brother needs that money more than you." Michelle let out a slow breath, trying to stay calm. "No, Mom. That's my money. I worked for it. I saved every bit. I'm not giving it to Ethan just because he blew through his again." Her dad's jaw clenched. Without a word, he turned on the signal and pulled the car onto the side of the road, the tires crunching on the gravel. Michelle's heart sank. This wasn't a gas stop. This was something else. "Get out," her dad said coldly. Michelle looked at him, hoping this was a joke. It wasn't. "You're serious?" she whispered. Her mom crossed her arms and smiled slightly. "Figure out how to get home on your own." Ethan laughed. "Bet you wish you just gave me the money now, huh?" Michelle's fists tightened, her nails digging into her hands. She expected guilt trips, maybe some emotional tricks. But this, being left on the road like she didn't matter, was something new. She thought about begging them to stop, to think again. But then it hit her. A calm feeling came over her, replacing the anger. They thought she couldn't do anything without them. They were wrong. Michelle took out her phone and tapped a number on speed dial. It rang just once before a calm voice picked up. "I'm ready," she said. Her parents looked confused. Then the sound of a helicopter filled the air. A sleek black helicopter came down near the road, kicking up dust and leaves. A shiny logo glinted in the sun. Her parents' faces changed from smug to shocked as the helicopter landed. The door opened, and out stepped Gareth Lewis, his suit perfect, his walk full of confidence. Her mom's smirk was gone. Her dad stood frozen, trying to make sense of it. Ethan looked between Michelle and Gareth, completely lost. Gareth didn't look at them. He looked only at Michelle. "Are you ready?" he asked, calm and sure. She nodded, but she had one more thing to say. She turned to her parents, her voice like ice. "You told me to figure out how to get home." "I did." Her mom rushed forward, voice high and panicked. "Who is this? Where are you going?" Before Michelle could speak, Gareth did. "I'm her business partner," he said, glancing at them without emotion. "And she'll be just fine." Her parents flinched at his words. Her dad frowned. "Business partner?" he asked, like he couldn't believe it. Michelle crossed her arms. "Yes. You never cared about my work. You just thought I'd always give you money when you asked." I let out a small laugh, but it wasn't because anything was funny. "Well, surprise. I built something on my own, and you had nothing to do with it." My mom's hand balled into a fist. "You're overreacting," she said sharply. "We're your family." I tilted my head and looked at her. "Family doesn't leave you on the side of the road just because you won't give them money." Gareth glanced at his watch. "We should go." I looked my parents in the eyes one last time. Their angry faces were now full of doubt. For the first time ever, they knew they had no control over me. I turned and walked toward the helicopter. Gareth reached out to help me in. As I buckled my seatbelt, I looked back one last time. My mom's mouth was open in shock, my dad looked pale, and Ethan dropped his phone. The helicopter rose into the sky. For the first time in a long time, I felt free. The next morning, I sat across from Gareth in his big office, holding on to the edge of his shiny desk. A thick folder sat between us. It wasn't just papers, it was the truth my parents had hidden from me. All the lies were finally out. "Are you sure you want to see this?" Gareth asked. I nodded, even though my throat was tight. "I have to." He slowly opened the folder. I scanned the papers, credit card bills, unpaid loans, and the worst of it, a loan in my name. "They used my name to get a loan," I said quietly. "Not just one," Gareth said, pointing to another page. "They've been using your credit for years." "This second mortgage?" "It's under your name too." My hand shook. I thought about all the times they made me feel guilty. All the times they called me selfish. It was never about helping Ethan. It was about hiding their own money problems. Gareth leaned in, his voice serious. You have two options. You can confront them and ask for your money back. Or press charges, I said, finishing the thought. The words felt strange. He nodded. This is serious fraud, Michelle. If you want to take action, I'll help. I took a deep breath. Yelling at them wouldn't change anything. They expected that. But I wasn't going to play the victim anymore. They crossed the line. Now it was my turn. I looked Gareth in the eyes, a new fire burning inside me. Tell me what to do. He gave a slow, proud smile. Let's make sure they regret ever taking you for granted. That evening, Michelle and Gareth sat in a coffee shop, the documents spread out on the table like the final pieces of a painful puzzle, bank records, loans, everyone a sign of betrayal, proof that her parents never truly cared about her. Michelle took a deep breath, hands on the edge of the table. So what's the plan? Gareth leaned back, calm but focused. You're fully within your rights, but I need to hear it from you. Michelle gripped one of the papers. I want to hit them where it hurts, no more second chances. Gareth nodded. Good. First, we freeze your credit, that stops them from doing more damage. He typed quickly on his laptop, sending messages to his legal team. That's step 1. Step 2 followed right after. Michelle filed an official fraud report with the bank, sending in all the proof. Her parents' lives would start falling apart within days, their home was already at risk, their credit ruined, and she had every right to ask for the money back, money they didn't have. That night, Michelle's phone rang. Her mother was calling. You selfish brat, how could you do this to us? Her mom screamed into the phone. Michelle smiled coldly. I didn't do anything, you did, you made your choices, now live with them. Her mom's voice cracked. We're losing everything. Good, Michelle said, and hung up. Gareth chuckled. That went well. Michelle let out a breath, lighter than she'd felt in years. It's not over yet. The final blow came when her father, once confident and controlling, left her a voicemail. His voice was shaky, begging for help. But Michelle had already made her decision. They used me, she whispered, deleting the message. Now they'll learn what it feels like to lose everything. Gareth placed a hand on her shoulder. They'll never see it coming. The courtroom was quiet as the judge reviewed the final papers. Michelle's parents sat stiffly at the table, their faces were pale, their eyes full of anger and fear. They had spent years trying to control her, using her. Now, they were about to lose everything. The court finds the defendants guilty of fraud and identity theft, the judge said. All fake assets will be taken away, and full repayment must be made to the victim. Silence filled the room. Her mother gasped, clutching the table. Her father shook his head, breathing hard. This isn't fair, her mother whispered. She's our daughter. Michelle looked at her with a calm, steady face. You made your choices. Outside, Gareth waited. He nodded at her. It's done. Michelle took a deep breath, feeling lighter than ever. Yes, it is. The bank took the house. Her parents' debts wiped out what little they had. Their car was taken too. Soon, they had nothing left. They moved in with her younger brother, hoping for help. But after just 10 days of dealing with their lies and demands, he kicked them out. With no one left to turn to, they ended up in a small, rundown house far from the life they used to show off. They had spent years treating Michelle like a wallet. Now, they had nothing. And Michelle? She felt nothing for them. No guilt, no sadness. Only peace. 3 months later, she stood in a beautiful white dress, holding Gareth's hand. He had been there for her, strong, loyal. Now, he was her future. As she looked into his eyes, she knew this was her real family. A new beginning. A life without lies. A future built on love and respect. Her parents had lost everything. But Michelle had gained everything that truly matters. Friends, what did you think of this story? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Want more stories like this? Be sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. See you tomorrow.